26% of kindergartners in Springfield are not ready for kindergarten, and that's according to a newly released study by the city of Springfield. We are looking at those numbers here on Ozarks Tonight with Bridget Mars. Bridget is the executive director of the Mayor's Commission for Children. Bridget, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about this study. 26% of kids are not ready for kindergarten. When we talk about not ready, I want to start with that definition. What do we mean by being ready or not ready for kindergarten? How can we tell?
Well, this study was conducted by kindergarten teachers, and after 6 weeks of school, they did this survey, and based on their observations, whether, so it's not all academic, a lot of it was soft skills, whether or not they were able to listen, to follow directions, a lot of those kind of skills. Basically, it was kindergarten teachers surveying students, and this has been a continuation study since 2006, so this is the 5th time that we've done this study.
So 2016 to 2020, there wasn't really a huge difference in the percentage there of kindergartners who were ready versus not ready for kindergarten. What do you think that means? And you know, is that disheartening to see we're not making improvements per se?
Well, this was the largest participation we'd had with our teachers. We had 100% participation from all of our kindergarten teachers in the Springfield Public Schools. And so we got a very strong sample size, so it probably, that might have reflected a slight increase, but it wasn't statistically significant. But, you know, we have not seen the benefits of the expansion that Springfield Public Schools plans to do when this study was conducted. They are adding 200 more places this year, another 200 the following year, and 200 the following year. So when this study is done in 2022, 4 years from now, that expansion will be completed, and we hope these underrepresented students will have a chance for preschool.
As a former kindergarten teacher, and you're on the Mayor's Commission for Children, that is something that the Mayor's Commission for Children believes will be the solution or will help improve these numbers and get kids ready for kindergarten?
I think what we've noticed over the years is that kids come in that have had preschool at a certain level and the kids that have not had the opportunity, and it's been because of financial reasons that they have not been able to access private preschool. They're not on the same playing field. There's just a discrepancy when they come in the door. So we want all students when they come in the door ready to learn.
Now 40% of those students who are not ready for kindergarten, according to the study, are on free and reduced lunch programs. You mentioned the socioeconomic factor in there. Do you believe that's the main reason they are not going to pre-K because families can't afford it, and that is impacting how they're performing in kindergarten?
We do. And when you're looking at costs of $100 to $150 per week, that makes a significant difference in a budget of a small in a young family. We see this as a workforce development issue as well. I know the Chamber and the city has looked at this because you have parents that want to work and they just can't afford a high-quality preschool.
Now I want to go back to the classroom and talk about how this may impact a 5-year-old in the classroom if he's just coming in for kindergarten and hasn't had pre-K, doesn't have that experience. One of the things we talked about, you said, is that they don't know how to line up, for example. Maybe they don't know how to raise their hands, ask to go to the bathroom, little things like that. Is that really significant for a child? I mean, isn't a child going to learn those things very quickly? How does it impact really a child that hasn't had that experience coming in?
I think it goes back to just trying to get all of the students on the same playing field. I know that Springfield Public Schools has expanded their summer school program for pre-K before they go to kindergarten, the summer before they start, and to really give some of those soft skills a chance for students who have not had any preschool. So that's another option, that they could go for 4 weeks or 8 weeks of summer school to kind of learn some of those routines to make it an easier transition when kindergarten begins.
So you told me you used to be a kindergartner teacher. What was your experience noticing those differences in the classroom, kids who have had that pre-K experience and kids who have not?
Well, I had 30 usually had 30 in a kindergarten class, and I was probably always very aware of the students who came in who maybe had never held scissors, who just did not have the motor skills. They had not used crayons, and a lot of kids just haven't had those opportunities. Those kind of resources weren't in the home. I guess the way I always looked at it, those were my focus kids, to really try to bring them up with the other students in the class. So a lot of working with parents to help them understand what skills they needed to be working on at home. And that kind of ties into Parents as Teachers is a great program that we have here in Springfield for parents that can have a parent educator come to their house and kind of assess developmental level of where their child is.
Now, if people at home want to look at the study for themselves, you have it available online?
We do. You can go to the Mayor's Commission for Children webpage, which is under the City of Springfield under Commissions, and also a list of everyone on the Mayor's Commission. We are tasked to be really the voice for children in the community, and with special emphasis from 0 to 5. Over the past 15 years, this has been a cornerstone to really try to move the community with relevant data. Pre-K is something that is a workforce development issue. It's the right thing to do for our population here in Springfield.
Bridget, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you.
We'll be right back with more.